Mr. Transformers 96 here. So in the video, I'm going to talk about a newly shown Hot Toys figure. And this time we have from Avengers Endgame, Professor Hulk. So this is kind of the new version of Hulk from Endgame. Hot Toys did show two new figures, both from Endgame. One is this Hulk, and then they did show the new Thor. I have made a separate video talking about the Thor figure if you'd like to hear my thoughts on that one. But in this video, I'm just going to be discussing the new Hulk figure. So this was a figure that was first shown at San Diego Comic-Con this year, which is quite a popular one. Obviously, this is the new version of Hulk, which is very different from your previous versions of Hulk, which is similar to the case with Thor as well. It's a figure or a character that we've seen so many times, however, a very different version of that character. So the same thing goes for this one with Hulk here. Obviously, this is the first Hulk figure that's fully clothed. Obviously, the pants are usual, but not the shirt. And then he does have a very different expression. Obviously, you're not your standard kind of screaming, angry expression that the Hulk figures usually have, which makes it quite interesting. Overall, I think that the figure does look pretty nice. The head sculpt, I have mixed feelings about. In person, I had the same type of feelings. Like, some angles of it looked great, and some of them didn't. From seeing the official photos, I get the same effect, which usually doesn't happen. Usually, with the official ones, it's pretty much either quite good or quite bad, and then in person it can kind of vary. But with this one, some angles look pretty good, like that looks like a strong angle to me, but some angles like this just look a little odd. And I think that the best version of the head is when the glasses are on. When the glasses are on, it looks a little bit more accurate and more interesting as well. So I think that definitely helps the head sculpt. Like right here, I think with the glasses on, it looks quite good. So overall, I think that the head sculpt is okay. I guess it's going to depend on how you have it displayed, as well as just maybe in person it'll look better or worse. You never know. But overall, the head sculpt is something that I think is an issue for the figure. It's not a deal breaker, but I definitely think that it's an issue. The rest of the figure, the whole costume looks really nice. I think that it looks quite good. I wonder about the articulation. I notice here in the legs, when the legs are bent up, you do get some massive creases in the costume, which is disappointing. It looks like the material must be quite thick and not thin, that allows you to move it easily. So that's a possible issue. Obviously, without having the actual figure in hand, it's hard to tell what the material is. But it does look like something that's restrictive, at least in the legs. The arms, they look like they have a little bit better movement, but it is definitely hard to tell. He does come with some accessories, not a whole ton though, I must say, but he comes with the gauntlet. That's his biggest one. The gauntlet does have interchangeable parts to make it look like he's like putting it on, and it's starting to form and fit onto his arm. He does have articulated fingers as well. It's a light up feature, and then he comes with a secondary hand for the gauntlet that's specifically snapping, which I think is quite cool. I'm glad that there is like a snapping styled hand. I think that's pretty important, and probably the way that most people would display it. If I got this figure, I'd definitely display it with the snapping one. He comes with his glasses. He comes with a tablet, which I never specifically saw him use in the movie. I mean, he probably had it on a desk or something, but I don't know. I think that's, if you want to just show him like being kind of smart, you throw on the glasses, give him the tablet. It looks like he's working on something, so I guess it's nice for that. But overall, I don't think it's too special. He comes with a pretty standard larger base from Hot Toys, and then he comes with only two sets of hands. He comes with a kind of more grasping, or can be used as angry hands, and then just two fists. So his accessories are definitely minimal, but the figure I think is a little bit more intricate compared to some of the other Hulk figures, just because you have a fully clothed piece of fabric over him, and then of course he comes with a very bright and multicolored, hand. As far as the specifics on the figure, he is going to retail for $375, which doesn't seem terrible, especially for a Hulk figure since he's so large, or at least larger than your average figure. And considering, fully with all the clothing and everything, and with the accessories that he comes with, I definitely think that it's a fair price, I would say. Some of the larger figures I actually think are priced rather fairly for Endgame, but then some of the normal figures I think are definitely overpriced. So it's kind of a win-lose situation there. He doesn't come out until October to December of 2020, which I think is a fine release date. I think about a year out is fine. It's when it gets like well over a year out. Like even the Thor figure comes out in January to March of 2021. That's too far in my opinion, but this October to December I think is fair. So that's nice as well. overall, this is a figure that I'm going to pass on. I did actually like this version of Hulk quite a bit in Endgame, but I enjoyed him for his character a lot more than his look. I think that the suit isn't that great. Like, it's fine, but it's something that doesn't like excite me at all. And then the face sculpt, I think, is definitely lacking in some areas, and therefore just I don't need this one. I have Hulk from the original movie, and that's kind of the look of that Hulk, at least, is a lot more classic and iconic to me. So I much prefer that one. Just don't quite need this one. But yeah, overall, quite an interesting figure to be shown. It'll be interesting to see if there's any more Endgame ones coming down the pipeline. They've really shown all that they've previewed, I believe, other than the original Avengers Captain America, which I think is more of a redo or a redeco of the one that came out in 2012. But overall, let me know what you guys think of this new Hulk figure. I also did make a video about Thor if you'd like to check that out, and thanks so much for watching.